A not-so-sunny morning here in Dunedin, Florida. Along with Shi Davidi, I'm Barry Davis. And Shi, everything gets going for real, the first full team workout. We've focused a lot about the pitching over the last week, but let's talk about the offense. And it all begins with Jose Bautista. 2 straight years he's been unable to finish the season. His health has got to be big, but so does his production for this team to be successful.
Absolutely, Barry. And you're right. In some ways, he's flown under the radar a bit coming back from that hip injury last year when he returned from the wrist. That was obviously a big story coming into camp. But one way for the Blue Jays to compensate for any potential pitching struggles they might have is to really hit the ball out of the park on a consistent basis. And Bautista would obviously be key to that. And if he's there in the middle, productive with Edwin Encarnacion, then this offense has a chance to be really good and has a chance to make a difference for the Blue Jays in the standings.
Some say it's an overblown thing, but leadership has to be a factor in some ways. Is this the year that Jose finally has to step up in that clubhouse and say, this is my team, I'm going to take control, I'm going to make sure that things are done the right way, and there is a Blue Jays way to do things?
Well, it's not only up to Jose Bautista. I mean, it's up to a collective group. And, that's one point that Bautista's made about leadership is that, yeah, leadership can be one guy sometimes, but it also needs to be 25 guys, each person taking responsibility for their own role and for the things that they have to do. And so while people may want to anoint Bautista and put it all on him, if it's not going to be a group effort, it doesn't matter. It can't be one person's heroics. It needs to be the entire group, and that's what's going to make a difference for the Blue Jays.
As the position players were arriving yesterday, you noticed certain guys may look a little bit different, bulked up a little bit. I think the one guy that took us more than anyone was Melky Cabrera, a guy who has slimmed down, gotten stronger. He showed us the scar in his back, and it's about that big, and it really is a reminder that, this wasn't just a guy that had a pulled muscle or an ache and pain. He had a tumor in his back.
Yeah, and you think about it, it's actually a pretty frightening injury, and you watch the way that it really debilitated him throughout the course of the year, where in a lot of ways it kind of at times looked like a sack of cement with legs out there. And the fact that he's back gives the Blue Jays a reason to believe that they're going to get the defense they expected out of him in left field, which is obviously going to help the pitching staff. But if he can hit as well and be that guy they envisioned in the 2-hole, helping to set the table for Bautista and Encarnacion and really making the heart of that order grow, then this offense is going to be a lot more potent than it was last year, and things start to come together. So people will be watching that closely, and if Melky Cabrera continues to look as good as he has so far, then that's going to be a very optimistic sign for the Blue Jays.
We'll likely get a chance to see Melky running for the first time today. The first full Blue Jays workout gets underway here today in Dunedin.